soon. Without a doubt.
Heidi ho, and what do you know? Welcome back to the Al Funk No Bunk podcast, guys. Happy to have you back this week. Me and Nick at it again. Loaded up some cookies to get us started off. We finally got our hands on an eighth of some of that. We got a little bit of the white runts.
For y'all that don't know, let's just start with y'all that don't know. Some people might not know. Cookies is not just exclusively in California now.
Oh, yeah,
we're repping that shit in Nevada nowadays.
Yeah.
We got it in Nevada. You can pick it up.
Only in Carson City, though. I'm pretty sure we still have the exclusive on cookies.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they ship any of it down to Vegas. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
a good question, man.
Because I know it's exclusive for, like, you know...
the company we work for.
Yeah, exactly. It's exclusive to them, but I don't know if...
But we got
because we have stores in Vegas, I don't know if they send any down
Essence
there.
is tied to us, essentially. So maybe you could find it in Essence. Yeah. Well, shit, I wish I knew now. But, man,
but
the
even
white
still,
runs,
it's exclusive to, like, 2 stores.
Yeah.
You can either get it at a Rise or an Essence, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe that second one.
Maybe.
Definitely at Rise, though.
But it's finally here. We finally got some cookies in Nevada. Because before, you pretty much had to go to the Bay Area if you wanted cookies.
And you know what? They've started... This is really only, like, their second batch of stuff, really, I believe. Like, their first or second batch. And to be fair... do you get a sweet runts on that? Because I get, like, a candy from it. And it's a little harsh on my throat, but it actually kind of reminds me of when you eat too much, like, cheap candy, essentially. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a little harsh back there. But the smell
I'm going to have to take another hit. I'm having a hard time with it.
For sure.
With the flavor. I'm going to have to try again.
But the smell is on point, man. This stuff is so potent. The cure is fantastic. Nick put it great earlier. You know it's a good cure because it's squishy but still dense. You know what I mean? Exactly. Without being like too crunchy or just a solid rock or anything like that.
It's like really, like it feels hard at first, but you realize there's a little bit of a like spongy give to it.
Yeah.
Real nice cure on that stuff. Real nice cure.
Yeah. So that's been sick. I've been loving this stuff. It's nice and mellow, a little carry limonene, humulene. So that's what we've been doing there. But there's been a lot going on in this realm of cannabis and research lately. It's like all of a sudden all these like articles and studies and statistics are starting to come out on more and more stuff lately.
Which is great. Got about goddamn time.
Fucking ain't no kidding, dude. And I'm hoping like... Because one of the ones that I think is like the most relevant to like everybody's situation right now, especially in Nevada, good God, because the coronavirus just keeps jumping up and up in numbers around here. But cannabis is being looked at as it's not being looked at as a cure, but it's being looked at more in the sense of like still a life-saving substance for COVID because it actually suppresses the symptoms in your lungs to a point to where like things that would normally be lethal, actually cannabis smoking will suppress it and keep you alive. At least you're still going to be in pain and it won't cure COVID, but it'll keep you
from it's not going to make the COVID go away,
right,
but it will make the symptoms way like far less severe,
right, a lot more manageable. And it was a really interesting study because I always try to find out the numbers on studies, you know what I mean? Because it's always like the first surefire way to figure out whether or not it's kind of a bullshit study or not, you know what I mean? If they only looked at 5, animal studies or 5, human studies or whatever, it's not a great test group and, depending on controls. But with this one, it was really cool. It's so hard to find those numbers, though. I skimmed through this fucking thing for like ever, you know what I mean? I read almost this whole research paper trying to figure this out. But essentially the way it worked is there's like a certain dosage that they got. So it was only done on 4 to 5 mice, but it was done in 3 rounds. But the way that it was done was kind of so drastic that it makes sense still because they observed these mice for 40 days. So they gave a set of 4 to 5 mice a lethal dose of COVID, essentially. And I think it was most of the mice died in 2 to 3 days. You know, that when you just had this certain dose of
Right.
COVID essentially pumped into the mice. And every mouse that they then gave THC to during that time period lasted all the way up until the 40-day period without dying, without any harm, whereas the mice that weren't treated for it essentially died in a couple of days. You know what I mean? If not the very same day.
That's fucking wild.
Exactly, man. It's and they did that in 3 different study groups, and it was 100% every time. The mice never died.
That's crazy.
Every single mice, not one of them died.
That's fucking wild.
So that's what blew my mind right there, for sure.
That's fucking insane. Hell yeah. No, I just saw another article this morning about it saying that some doctors are now looking to use it as a preventative measure for COVID.
Really? They're actually looking at it as a preventative?
There's some property that it holds that actually helps you from even contracting it in the first place.
No shit.
Yeah, they're looking at it as a preventative. They're saying that people that use cannabis regularly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have a far less chance of even getting it, which is weird to me. Super weird to me. It's wild to me that that's even if you know that turns out to not be true or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What if they do enough studies and it turns out it doesn't work? Whatever. It's insane to me that's even a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That even could be possible is insane to me.
And you know what? Like, for some reason, and maybe it's just like coincidental stuff. Obviously, like, this isn't a great like study of it, but my whole thing when this all started is I was so concerned about the fact that I felt like we were a hot spot as being dispensary workers. You know what I mean? Because we had so much tourism. Like, yeah, we're not Vegas, but like we still saw
we get a decent amount of it.
Hundreds of new people every day. You know, we were constantly serving people from out of town, people traveling, tons of people from Tahoe. And then not only that, on a Friday, Saturday, you know what I mean? We get upwards of 1,000 to 1,500 people that come through that place, and that's one day. You know what I mean? So, like, you look at those numbers, you look at all the traveling, like,
and I was going to say, too,
spot.
We do get a lot of that secondhand tourism, I feel like. I don't know what else to call it, because of the Tahoe people that we get. Even if the tourists aren't coming directly to Rise, there's so many people going to Tahoe, and then we get so many of the Tahoe residents coming to our store.
Absolutely.
We get a lot of, like I said, I don't know what the real name is for it, but I'm just going to call it secondhand exposure to tourism. I mean, a lot of it. Like,
right, yeah. And our dispensary is unique in the way that it serves kind of like 3 towns, essentially. It serves Tahoe,
yeah, for sure.
Gardnerville, 4, really. Gardnerville, Tahoe, Carson, and Dayton.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much all of them. And then there's Sierra Wellness with us, too. So there's only 2 dispensaries in that 4-town kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
unless
area.
you want to drive all the way to Truckee, which most people aren't willing to do.
Right, and maybe we lose a lot of the Dayton people to Sierra Well just because it's so much closer.
It's
just very convenient.
It's way more convenient for them to hit that. I mean, you come down 50 the whole way, and it's on 50. You could just...
Anyway, my point is that it was like when this all started happening, I was... Especially with someone that's got immunocompromised people at home, I thought we were going to be a hotspot. I thought we were going to be super likely to be shut down.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be some of the first places to like see huge spikes in that. You know what I mean? But it just seems like we haven't had.
It's so weird to me too.
We haven't had an issue yet, and like knock on wood. But...
Right? No, it's weird to me too. Like you were getting at that. Not only has none of our coworkers contracted COVID yet, but also it's weird to me how few sick people I've seen come through our doors. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to see all of the COVID signs walking through those doors. You know what I'm saying? Just all of them.
Right.
I thought every other person was going to be coughing and looking like they're going to die.
Right.
But I'm surprised at the amount of like healthy looking people that come in. You know what I'm saying? I'm really surprised that we don't. I mean, how many people, honestly, have you seen come in with, like, coughing crazy, like they're fucking really sick? Like, I can only think of a handful that really were acting...
definitely some, but it's not like you said, it's not like the drastic like you'd think or anything like that, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And as bud tenders were so many things, we're therapists, we're What do you call someone that does a lot of gossip? Because like we get tons of gossip from all the customers.
Oh
you know what I mean?
for sure.
And we just have very intricate relationships with customers that vary on so many degrees outside of just being cannabis. And I feel like we would hear more about, people that have been catching it and things like that. And it seems like just in our little family, in our little square of the world that is, cannabis users out here, I haven't heard of anything like that, too, or a family.
Haven't heard anybody come in and be like, "Oh, my cousin's got it." Like,
exactly.
There's none of it. It's
like
so
I gotta
weird.
take him some weed or something like that.
So what if weed really is preventing people from?
That's kind of what I was getting. I'm like, maybe that'd be
weird?
Fucking sick.
Maybe it turns out that we're all pretty safe because of our cannabis use.
Right?
It's obviously not going to be impossible. It's not like you smoke weed and like you can't catch COVID. You know what I mean? But maybe it's really helping. Boys, be nice. Maybe it's really helping.
Yeah, at least
us, you know what I mean.
Boosting the I don't want to say boosting your immune system, but helping you fight it. In a way.
I don't know. I think it's got something to do with your lungs. You'd be using it. We're smoking it. It's going right into our lungs. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that it's going into our lungs and it has such like antibacterial and antiviral, whatever, you know what I mean, properties. Maybe it really is, you know what I'm saying? And like maybe it's going in there, and if you had come in contact with COVID, maybe it's going in there and those properties are, fighting it off in a way. Yeah. Especially the fact that it's such a respiratory disease and this is such a respiratory style.
Based, right.
Yeah.
Based consumption. Like maybe, there's people out there eating edibles. That'd be interesting to see. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The difference between...
We'll never get a study on that, but that would be interesting to see.
The difference between smoking cannabis, to deal with COVID and consume
even then, cannabis. I feel like if you eat enough of it, it's in your blood's running through your lungs.
Well, I would assume actually more so eating it would be better because smoke's still an irritant, you know what I mean? But
no, for sure, absolutely.
But at the same time, like you said, direct injection maybe, you know what I mean? Who knows? It's just very interesting though. Definitely a very interesting study for sure. I didn't know that.
I know that like if you go into the hospital with certain, you know what I'm saying, like with pneumonia, severe pneumonia or something, that they give you, I don't know if it's steroids or antibiotics or whatever, but they give it to you like you know what I'm saying? They put a mask on, you breathe it in.
Right,
you know
right. Yeah. I can't remember what those are called, but yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So maybe smoking weed really is fucking, even though it's smoke, not like a nice cool vapor, you know what I mean? But the fact that it's directly hitting your lungs, I feel like is what I was getting at, might be actually saving someone.
I think so. I think that's what I've been gathering from what I've read, you know what I mean? To be fair, in those mice studies, they injected them, but like you said, it's all bloodstream, all being absorbed. Yeah. It's all, cannabinoids.
A lot. Blood obviously goes everywhere in your body, obvly, but it hits your lungs a lot. That's how it grabs oxygen. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's really fanning out over your lungs. Like,
that makes the most sense to me.
That's crazy. It's cool. It's definitely fucking cool that you can see. So, like, I've seen some of those articles on like Facebook, on Twitter. And it's cool to me that you'll find information like that on a platform like Facebook or Twitter.
Right. Well, man, that's the news now to me. You know what I mean? Like, not really Facebook so much for myself, but like a lot of social media has
it's
so
a
much
weird
more
mix of social media, I feel like.
And don't get me wrong, I look at other news platforms too and stuff, but like, if you, like, from protesting alone, like the media is so bullshit, really. Like they usually favor one party or the other, and you see headlines based off of that.
Everything I see is fucking fake bullshit.
So it's just really hard to get any actual information.
Yeah, you gotta do it all. You have to do it all yourself. You literally have to spend hours online.
Right.
It's the only way to get the information.
Right.
You have to come across something weird on Facebook, and then instead of reading that particular article, you might just skim that one and then go Google that subject a whole bunch to find real answers to what's going on.
Yeah, and it's even like with the riots and stuff, the reporting that I briefly watched on the news compared to the things that I actually saw on like TikTok even.
Right.
As a social media platform is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Just so night and day different in those situations. So it's cool. It is cool to see more. I feel like you are seeing more cannabis stuff publicized and on more social media than usual, or more than ever, I should say. And even on my newsfeed, I got that COVID update actually on my like main news media. So That's cool to see, you know what I mean? Because that's not something you used to see at all.
No, yeah, absolutely. You never saw anything about weed on the news ever, unless it was like cops bust local man with 10 pounds of marijuana. That's all you would see.
Yeah.
If it had to do with weed, there was nothing else. And now you can see fucking possible cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Saving people, you know what I mean? Or COVID.
Solutions, yeah.
You know what I mean? COVID, saving people from COVID. It's like, what?
Right.
Y'all going to say that on TV where people can see it? That's crazy.
It is
Since
so
when?
weird. Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just this morning, just one random example of like how they twist things. I literally saw a picture. It was on like CNN or MSNBC, and it was a picture of Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever the fuck her name is, Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Ivanka Trump or something. And then they were like, and then someone commented and was like, "Don't be shy, post the whole picture." And then like if you just like, you know what I mean, if they post the whole picture and it's all Donald Trump too, like standing there fucking with his arm around him. It's
my
like,
God.
It's just like such, you know what I mean? They just
It's
how,
just such
the way
bullshit.
they run things, dude. It's fucking
Ew.
insane, fucking insane. That you can even do that, it blows my mind. Like you're supposed to be news, like the whole point you think would be unbiased. You know what I mean? Just to report facts and let people make their own opinions on it. Why the fuck are you cropping people out of pictures?
Like, I've thought about being a news reporter before, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I've genuinely thought about that as a career path because I loved that about it. You know, like, investigative news reporting where you're, like, trying to get to the bottom of things and bring light to the public and show the public things so they can make a decision. But, so that's why I don't understand it. You know, I'm sure there's, like, if you if you follow the money, I'm sure that's probably 90% of it, you know what I mean? But
that's
like
98% of it.
It would just kill the job for me, you know what I mean? Like it's just like,
no, for sure.
That would be the funnest part.
Oh no, those people they're working. That's the other thing too, is if now I feel nowadays anyway, maybe it was different a couple years ago or something, but
sure.
I feel like nowadays at least you have to be like an independent or like work for a smaller company that's, you know, more privately owned or whatever if you want to do like real investigative reporting, you know what I'm saying, and post real facts. I feel like if you grab a job at like CNN, all you do is do what your bosses tell you. It's a big corporation, like any other like big corporation or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like it's not.
It makes sense.
There's so many bosses and so many, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're just literally doing what someone tells you to do. They're like, there's the teleprompter. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Read.
Yeah. We'll pay you.
You're not just like, yeah, exactly. You're not just like running around town figuring it out for yourself. You come in every day, you sit down in front of a teleprompter and you read what they want you to know. Guy writing it's getting paid hella good.
You're getting paid okay.
Yeah.
But there is another fuck the media. But there's another study recently that I just heard about. There was a study done in Canada, but it was done on what the legal age for cannabis consumption should be.
Oh, okay.
Because there was parts in Canada where it was 19.
Mm-hmm.
There was part somewhere where it was 18, and then there was somewhere where it was 20 and 21. And that was like, there was like a province in Canada or something. I can't remember which one, but they had like a different set of laws, and then obviously we're 21. So between those three ages, there was a lot of speculation on, well, what's right.
What's
to
right
do.
here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And I guess a bunch of health scientists and things like that kind of dived into the economics and everything behind it, and like weighed whether or not like they're gonna go to jail, you know what I mean, or they're gonna try it anyway, and are they responsible? Is their body ready? And I guess what it came down to, they decided was the age of 19.
Okay.
I thought that was interesting. You know what I mean? Especially as a country that across the board is 21 for pretty much fucking everything, but we still allow medical patients at 18. I thought that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. I'm more surprised it wasn't 18. I feel like it should be 18.
See, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on even bringing it down one more.
And I swear I wasn't thinking 18 even until you said the words, are they going to try it anyway? And then I was like, fuck, I mean, they're literally going to do it no matter what. There's no stopping it. And in fact, 90% of them are going to try it at 16. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you make it more obtainable in a way at 18, people were more likely to wait until it's legal to try it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's instead of waiting till I'm 21, now I only got to wait till I'm 18. I might just wait.
Right, and that's been shown in other countries that have lower drinking ages and things like that than here in Germany and shit like that.
So it's like, it's almost seems ridiculous to me now to do anything but 18.
See, I'm with you there too, and I'm not really sure, like...
I'm sure there was probably a medical reason for why they chose 19.
There probably was. But
fuck.
If you can get your medical card at 18, like, I feel like, well, then
that's
what are
perfect proof that, yeah.
And I did just a little bit of listening to some reporting on this and reading on this, and, like, one of the arguments I came across was the fact that, like, at 18, you can enlist in the military.
Yeah, that's the argument made with alcohol a lot, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people make that argument with alcohol. They say, why is it okay for me to sign up to give my life for my country, but not okay for me to walk out and grab a beer at the bar?
Yeah, that makes sense. And it makes even more sense with cannabis because it's even less harmful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not harmful for you. And,
I've heard that argument.
I mean, I don't know. I guess like at 18, you could maybe talk about certain health things at that point. But like if we're giving you like choice over life and death, we have officially A-OK choice over your body.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
As in my opinion, 100%. I'm with
you. I mean, and not only that, but my argument even higher than being able to join the military at will is being drafted. If I have the possibility... If I have the possibility to be taken to war against my will at 18...
Yeah.
What makes you think that I shouldn't at least have the choice to drink a fucking beer?
Or smoke some goddamn weed?
Yeah, that's insane.
If I'm gonna fuck...
That's insane.
Do you draft my ass and I never get to smoke a joint? Or like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's insane. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking bullshit. There's no reason to me why
that's a good point.
It's fucking... And it's like against your will. There's no like fucking, oh, you can sign this page and, you know, decline your... You know what I'm saying? It's like you go or you go to jail.
And my whole thing is like, okay, what? You're allowed to get a medical license when you're 18 years old, right? So you can still buy medical marijuana. Mm-hmm. And I'm just... Like, if they can, then why can't everybody? Like, then why do you need a medical license at that point? Like, what's the reason there? You know what I mean? Why is it someone who's in pain at 18 has the mental ability or the, like... or their body's more ready for it rather than someone who isn't. And, I mean, there's, of course, the argument that all cannabis use is medicinal use, you know, anyway. So it's like it's a weird thing for me, and like let's be honest too. I don't know if anyone's tried to get a medical card or not, but like it's super easy, and whether or not it's easy or not isn't the point. Like the state's still making you pay them a fee for that at the end of the day, when like we could totally just bypass that, in general.
I don't really like I personally like thinking though that some cannabis use is recreational use. So I see the argument, or I see what you're saying.
I get what you're...
But
I think it's a catch-22.
I think that there are times where even I have smoked weed recreationally.
So like that's my thing, is like even like my argument with that would be then is like recreational use is medicinal use. Does that make sense?
No.
Because, like, if you're out having fun and, like, it's making you feel better, like, you're having more fun because of it, And like,
yeah, but I can't medically ride my motorcycle because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. I ride my motorcycle, I feel better.
Like in the
having a blast.
But like,
it's helping my mental state.
That's fair. I get the argument that I totally get what you're saying there. But like, in turn, isn't the difference then that you're really not getting any added health benefits from riding the motorcycle, whereas with smoking weed, you are automatically getting added health benefits?
So maybe the argument
inadvertent medicinal use.
Is that even though you don't care if you're healthy from it, you still are.
You still are, exactly.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that.
Because like for the most part,
even if you give zero fucks
about the fact
what it's doing to you,
absolutely,
to your body,
it's still adding cannabinoids to your endocannabinoid system, which in turn makes your body function better.
You're right. I'll give you that.
Yes,
that makes sense. I mean, fuck.
That was I haven't had to actually break, like, you know what I mean, like try to break that down to that extent before. That was
for sure.
That was interesting.
I was just my thought was literally just fucking. I mean, sometimes I don't give a fuck what it's doing to me. I literally just did it because I was trying to have fun.
No, yeah, I totally agree with that.
I didn't give a shit about fucking. You know what I'm saying? About how it was gonna affect me or my brain or my body. I literally did it for fun.
Yeah.
That was the only reason. And I'm sure some people do it for even worse reasons, like because they think they're cool or something.
Oh, I'm sure. But again, it's the same thing. Like,
yeah, no, for sure. You're getting healthier by it just fucking cuz.
Because that's why you get so high, is because you have an endocannabinoid system that is devoid of cannabinoids, right? I don't know. I never thought about it to that point, you know what I mean? Because, like, it is inadvertent, you know what I mean? It's not, in that instance, I always, before we even talked about this, I still thought of it more as intentional medicinal use.
Right.
But, like, I guess the whole point is more, it's inadvertent, you know what I mean? Like, whether or not, like you said, if you give a fuck about it or not.
You're still gonna be better off because of it.
And that's literally got to be the best argument for legalization that I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, seriously.
Because, like,
even if you're not trying to better yourself, you still are.
Yeah. And all you have to do is smoke.
Yep.
Smoke a little weed, eat a little weed, whatever. Just consume
cannabinoids in any way.
Some capacity.
In any way. Even if it's just a full spectrum tincture or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just something. Get those cannabinoids in you. Get them in you.
Get them in you.
You need them. They're
God damn it.
They fit like puzzle pieces in your body, dude. You fucking need them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you will feel better. Like, I mean, there's a noticeable difference, and it's being shown in more and more studies too, you know, and I'm hoping something like that'll kind of come out soon too, but it's literally an improvement for your life, hands down. For most people, there's always a percentage of people. You know, I hate throwing a blanket statement.
There is an exception to every rule.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But on that note, guys,
fucking Jesus.
You know, I think that was a good little week, guys. I hope you had some fun with us. I'm fucking stoked on it, and we'll see you next week. I'll funk no bunk.
Yeah. Without a doubt.